welcome to the channel again, and today we're going to talk about some pretty huge news regarding Transformers. Whether they're good or bad news is entirely up to you. Since yesterday, there's been a lot of new official photos and reveals of a bunch of figures because of the Toy Fair event going on, MegaCon. And while there's already been a lot of controversies around some figures, today we're only going to focus on one, the Haslab. While TF Hype Guy and others had already correctly guessed that the new Haslab was going to be Liokaiser, or Liokaiser? I actually don't know how to say it. It was still pretty exciting to see it officially revealed, at least at first. Because it's not even been a day, and this Haslab's already controversial, more so than previous TF Haslabs. While figures like Deadsaurus and Omega Prime were criticized a little bit when revealed, it was mostly because people were annoyed that those were essentially being gatekept, gatekeeping characters that people really wanted behind a limited time release. And yeah, that's pretty much the controversy those had, but they were generally really loved as figures by themselves. No complaints were thrown around that they looked kinda cheap or unfinished. However, that cannot be said for Liokaiser here. People already started pointing out that for the beefy price of $300, 50 more than Omega Prime, the figure kinda looks half-assed. And yeah, sure, it isn't the final render, and things can change, it's just a prototype right now, but as far as first impressions go, this isn't great. Let's address the elephant in the room, the gaps and the waist. For a $300 figure, you'd expect that the individual components would at least look good, right? But every single one of them has these unfinished hollow forearms, which just look really cheap, like something you'd see like in a evergreen toy at Walmart. Yes, I know that they're this way because they need to fold in, like the hands, but come on, Velocitron Scourge, 86 Prime, even Deluxe G1 Prime, they all have this same sort of mechanism where the hand needs to fold into the forearm, but all of them have gap fillers, so the absence of them here is kind of bizarre, for the price especially, but okay, maybe it's not a deal breaker. However, the same can't be said for people's reactions to the waist and lackluster transformations. It's becoming a more common trend for Hashtag to have an extra separate piece to complete a combiner, rather than it being actually a part of a figure. For example, 86 Devastator has long haul with a huge trailer, Superior over here has a trailer for a jet mode, and here we have a completely separate piece for the waist joint, which of course already made people question as to why this choice was made, especially since the actual dude that's supposed to be the waist is just hanging out in the back for some reason. I'll admit though that I have no knowledge or attachment to this guy, but I always thought the design was really cool. I probably wouldn't have bought this guy since it's a lot of money that I'd rather spend on characters I care for, but maybe this was, I don't know, if it was an absolute beauty, I could have considered buying it before the Haslab ended. Not the case though. People much more knowledgeable and fan of the character than I feel a little bit more strongly about it though, which is a bit sad to see because I know people were kind of hoping this was the Haslab and were really excited for it, but the hype seems to kind of have died around it a little bit. Now, the $300 question. Will you buy it? Hell, will it even be funded? Transformers Haslabs in general have gotten their backers relatively quickly, and with all unlocked tiers in the past. Unlike other IPs like Star Wars or Marvel that often struggle to even reach the bare minimum. Tensions online, especially on Twitter, X, have risen in the past months regarding Haslab in general. People are already complaining that this character being locked behind a Haslab is dumb and should have been sold individually on retail. A similar sentiment that was being said back then with the Ghost Rider Haslab for Marvel fans. which is pretty much the same exact thing people are going through right now. Kind of. Because regardless of the complaints, the Haslab's already at 3.5k backers out of the 10k minimum as of the recording of this video. So I guess people complaining could be the minority, or just gonna buy it anyway because of FOMO. Either way, if you like it and you think I'm wrong and it's the best Haslab ever, buy it, go ahead. But personally, I think that we should ask for better, especially on a project that it's entirely fan-funded. And there's other options out there like third-party Liokaisers, which still look good, so I think it's important for us to ask for better. Regardless, let me know what you think in the comments below, subscribe and all that, and use my code THAT'SFLAMES in Epic Games, #EpicPartner, and have a good day.